when we found out we were pregnant the first time, I was scared.
We found out fairly early though, and the scary part was it was COVID, whenever COVID was happening. So he wasn't allowed to come into any of my appointments.
We decided to move in together, which it was a lot of, I would say, resistance from our families because we grew up in church. So it was a lot of resistance from our family saying, no, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you're gonna have a baby. We became pregnant in November 2020 with our first child.
Tell me when we moved in though. What month did we move in?
We moved in November 2020.
Yeah.
We moved in November 2020.
It didn't take long.
We originally first started going to First Coast Women's Services 3 years ago. I had actually looked it up because I was looking for an abortion. The reason why was because I was scared to be a mom and I didn't know if I would be able to give my child the life that they deserve. So after our first daughter was born, I think with no sleep, 3 to 4 weeks later we found out I was pregnant again.
No, I think it was...
I got pregnant 4 weeks later.
Was it 4 weeks?
Yeah.
I wanted to do everything right, and so her sister told her about these, what did she describe it as, parenting classes at first? Or what? The first time we went there, it was like walking into the doors at a family reunion.
I discovered First Coast on Google when I Google search like clinics and stuff to go to.
I was just being supportive as I can, like going in there with her, like I don't even know what they was gonna do. She get pulled to the back. Next thing I know, it's like it's a man coming out to me named Mark. It's like caught me off guard. He said, "Hey, like I'm Mark." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm Isaiah."
We had a little courthouse wedding.
Going on our 2nd year of marriage.
Yeah, we made it this far. We had started going to church after we went through Embrace Grace through First Coast Women's Services, and through that, he got saved and we both got baptized.
We were about to be the best version of ourselves, to be the best parents that we could be to Owen. And at 39 weeks and 6 days, we went to the doctor and they told us the earth-shattering news that he didn't have a heartbeat anymore. The next day, I delivered him and he was stillborn. After I delivered Owen, that's when we started having tons of talks. We started praying together and our relationship really started flourishing. It was honestly like we found a new love for each other.
I found Christianity in the worst moment of my life.
Going through the classes at First Coast Women's Services, I've seen the slow changes in him.
We continue to come like every month. We did the Earn While You Learn program.
I just didn't have a real relationship with Christ yet. So it still was like, still wasn't doing it right, but I was trying. And eventually that led me giving my life to Christ.
Once he came to Christ and he realized like how important it was, and that he wanted to be the spiritual leader for his family, that it really clicked with him.
I knew I wanted to be married to her, and I knew the type of person she was, and I knew that that was the best thing for me.
It came down to basically me leaving or staying because of my visa situation.
I didn't want her to go back to the Bahamas and like I'm away from my child.
We know we want to get married, maybe not right now, but it's gonna come down to me having to leave and then have this child outside of the US, or me staying and us just being married and building from there. It was shortly after our first child turned 1 that I found out I was pregnant. He might have wanted another child, but I was not prepared to have another child.
3 months later, we found out that we were pregnant with our daughter. And I felt so horrible at the beginning because
Betrayed.
I didn't feel like I was doing the right thing being pregnant with her. I felt like I was just, like in a way, letting Owen down. I feel like when I heard her cry for the first time, I literally laid my head back and I was like, oh, thank you, God. And I grabbed her for a second and life after loss it's a beautiful thing.
I'm so grateful that God saved these kids' lives, because had I chosen we don't deserve them at all. And now thinking about it, I couldn't have imagined how I would have felt or what life would have been like if they weren't here.
We had to go through what we went through to find this place, to be better individuals, be a better man and woman of God. so we can help other people out as well, just like they helped us.
Going back into the center for Arabella, oh, that was a no-brainer. We knew, well, the whole center came to Owen's funeral. So, and nobody had to do that.
I went from not being a part of this to now I can't think of a day that goes by without them.
You went from being a druggie and borderline homeless to having a family.
And that's thanks to God, really,
Yeah.
more than anything. Like, he showed me the goodness in people through you, and you showed me the goodness in God.
God used me. I don't take any credit for it.
Yeah.